The sunnies are on because the future is bright. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball HTB. Far out. The Warriors are here. We are here in spades. The noise is loud. The anticipation is high. The Vodafone Warriors, we kick off our campaign against the Dragons this Saturday. This is the game where it all matters, right? This is where basically all that training, all that preseason gets put into fruition and kicked into gear. We as fans obviously want to see a good season for us, and what better way to do it against a team that has been changing and molding themselves, and that's the Dragons. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going through the team list, giving you guys my thoughts, some star players, and then basically rounding off with a bit of prediction as well as a conclusion. So without further ado, we'll get into it. So the Warriors have at fullback Shana Harris-Tavita. In the wings, Dylan Watene-Selesnik as well as Marcelo Montoya. The centers are Vailea as well as Berry, and the halves are Nikorima as well as Shaun Johnson. The props are Adam Fanor-Blake, who is captain, and Bunty Arfour. The hooker is Wade Egan. The second rows are Ewan Aiken as well as Katoa, and the lock is Curran. The bench is Tevanga, Ben Murdoch-Masila, Aaron Penne as well as Bailey Sirinen. And then the reserves are Murchie, Taylor, Pompey, Peterson Ropati, Otukolo, Arthurs as well as Gossi. Obviously in that squad there you'll see two omissions there. Big ones I might add at that. That is Lodge and Walsh, as both of them are serving suspensions. Walsh has 1 more week, and I believe Lodge will have until round 3 to come back. My overall thoughts on this team, basically, first and foremost, the first name, Shana Harris-Tavita. That's right. He plays a position that a lot of people in the Warriors camp, I know for a fact, fans-wise anyway, don't regard really highly. Obviously, this position here is one that Walsh has taken into his own and has made his own. But now we see Shana Harris-Tavita. We didn't get to see the boys play that trials match against the Titans, so basically the coach has thrown Shana Harris-Tavita into the deep end in a game where winning matters. That's it. End of story. It doesn't matter. No, points don't go to the loser. 2 points go to the winner. So then my question is, in such a game that is really important, why put him there? I'm assuming the trust is there. Obviously, there are two camps to this with Shana Harris-Tavita. There's the ones who probably look at him and have a disdain or a dislike for his form. And there are those who look at him and see this as an opportunity or perhaps just want him in the team full stop. Either way, it's a position that definitely needs your utmost care, precision, and basically overall just basic fundamentals covered. So again, this position, I question it. You could have put someone else there, but in saying that, it is what it is. For the wings, Dylan Watene-Selesnik, Marcelo Montoya, perfect, all good. Vailea, Berry, good. Obviously, with Berry coming back, it's good to see him in the team. I see him as a starter. He's a future player for us. He's definitely going to grow, and the more games he has, the better he'll get. And I see him as somebody who will be a very, very, very good center for us in the coming years for sure. But in saying that, hopefully this will be his first season, touchwood, where he can play the whole season and just understand the rigmarole of playing center in the NRL, which I think he's picked up quite fine when you put in last season into context. As mentioned before, the halves, right? Nikorima, who beat Ash Taylor to the position, and Shaun Johnson. The sun has returned. The Warrior sun is back. The history of Shaun Johnson and Warriors is well documented. I don't need to go into it. As fans, I'm sure we have many a time looked at Shaun Johnson and perhaps either disliked or praised or whatever it is. But point being, he has sort of been the main target of our either happiness or, grief, basically. Shaun Johnson comes in, albeit not the same as he was with the razzle-dazzle. He comes in, though, as a player who has experience, maturity, and leadership, and I think has improved in some key facets in his game. One in particular is the kicking game. Very, very good to have that game there. I, for one, myself, will be looking closely at the way he sort of implements that game. And again, but just to have him there, when you have Shaun Johnson there, there's that sort of assured confidence, maybe, perhaps, I don't know, but there's something there. But in saying that, how will he lead the pack? Unsure, but again, looking forward to it. The props as mentioned, Enofun Blake, you know what I mean? And Bunty R4, I love Bunty R4. If you guys don't know, Bunty R4 is one of my favorite players in the Warriors of all time. The hair, the beard, from the back fence style. I just love the way he plays this game, and I'm happy he's starting here. It's going to be good, and I hope he makes it his. It's time for him to own it. With Enofun Blake, I'm happy he's captain. Personally, I see him as the captain, the full-time captain. He should just be the captain, full stop. I don't know why they changed it, to be honest. That's my own opinion. You may disagree, and that's okay. I might even bring out a video as well, probably going more in depth as to why I believe Enofun Blake should be the captain ahead of Toy Harris. But in saying that, I'll leave that for another time. Enofun Blake as well, being that anchor there for the Warriors in terms of forward momentum, will be very pivotal for us. As I touched on as well, the second rows, you got Aitken and Gator and Shaun Johnson. Keep a firm eye on that. That's what I'm going to say. Gator as well, looking like he's turning back the clock form-wise, 2020. And again, I'm just hoping that he'll be able to sort of have that pairing with Shaun Johnson. I think that's going to be very important. Just watch out. Like I said, just keep a close eye on that. All right. Ewan Aitken as well. Good as a second rower. I personally prefer him there over center. I just hope he adds a bit more to his game, aka passing. A bit more dimension, I think, as opposed to the one-dimensional stuff. Josh Curran. I could go on this guy for literally hours, so I'm not going to. But he, in my opinion, is the starting lock for this team. End of story. Because you got to have him start. And to be fair, if there's a player that can hold his position, if he can hold lock, why should he move for someone else? Granted, I get it. We're a few games away from crossing that bridge. But to be fair with you, I would rather him, really. He's young, somewhat young. He's probably in line, maybe, this year or next year for an Origin debut. But he's such a consistent player. But he needs to work on it. But he can deliver the goods, and I'm just happy he's at lock. It's a great thing to see. As mentioned as well, with the bench, you got Tavanga, Ben Murdoch, Masila, Penne, and Sirinen. Tavanga, we all know that he's the Bulldog. He's a great player to watch. Ben Murdoch, Masila, who'll be good coming off the bench against a tight forward pack. Aaron Penne makes his proper debut. It's going to be good. What does he bring? What sort of game will he bring to us as well, defensively, offensively? It's going to be good to watch that. And Sirinen, again, I think he's a man that's out there to prove himself. To be fair, he's probably in his last legs. Hasn't had the best season. I don't think he did last year. And for someone who I think I highly regard as a player that can be of good quality, I think he does need to jump and show us that he is. My own opinion. All right, guys. So again, as mentioned before, I want to go into the key players. So I've got 5 key players from each team, and I'll give you my reasons why. Shania Harris-Tavita, Warriors, right? Prime example, that fullback position, as I mentioned before. How is he going to perform? How is he going to perform? That's literally the question. Brocco Berry, defensively, offensively, on form. But again, I just want to see again how he continues to progress in that manner, and how many, passes he can feed to Montoya. I think he's really good. He actually knows how to pass the ball to the winger. He doesn't hold the ball, he passes the ball, which is good to see. And I'm sure Montoya, fingers crossed, will get some candy. We'll get some meat pies. Another one as well for me, Shaun Johnson. Like I said, him being in the team adds value to the team. How will he go? Touch wood, no injuries. But his kicking game, his offensive game, his leadership, it's all going to be there. Again, his kicking game is going to be the most important thing. If we can get a lot of restarts, it'll be great. We need to basically utilize him in terms of our direction. How is he going to go? It's a lot of questions, but it's good questions. I just hope the answers are not bad ones. You know what I mean? Another person, as I mentioned before, Enofun Blake. He's the anchor of the team. When he's playing well, we usually play well, right? He's the one who with the go forward, and usually the other forwards follow as well. But a solid game for Enofun Blake as well will be great to see in just terms of just what he can do. Post-contact meters, tackling, defense. He's got a good engine on him as well, so it's going to be great to see. And last but not least, as I mentioned before, Gator. Just watch out. I think something special might happen there, and potentially maybe it was a blessing in disguise that we didn't play the Titans. We might see. But I'm just saying, I guess any optimist would probably suggest just watch out for that little combination. But yeah, anyway, we'll see. For the Dragons, I have Sloan, talk of the town. He's the hometown hero. He's a great player, fast, versatile, agile. He's going to basically be everything that the that the Dragons will need, right? And he's out there to prove himself. He's out there to basically say that he will be, and he can be, and there's nothing stopping him. Another player as well, I have Sully as well as Lomax, both those centers. Sully, he can either give you everything or nothing. When he gives you everything, watch out. With Lomax, again, a player who is on the rise, and again, is someone who I think will be a very handy player for the Dragons this season. I've got Armone as well. Dalata Armone has been a surprise signing, I think, just a surprise player in general. He commands that position so well, and for someone that young, I think it's a huge compliment. Last but not least, I have is Jaden Sauter from the Rabbitohs coming into the Dragons. He's a heavy hitter. He's a no-nonsense type guy, and he'll be, I'm sure, aiming for Aitken, Katoa, anyone in his way. He's looking to basically destroy anything we have going. So again, eyes on Sauter. My personal keys to us winning. I think one of them is Shaun Johnson's kicking game. I think it's plain and simple, guys. It's a kicking game that needs to be used well, utilized well. It's a game that basically has to put us on the front foot. I'm talking 40-20s. I'm talking about short kicks, long kicks. Again, a lot of restarts as well, right? Pressuring the Dragons to touch the ball behind play, to get them to just restart, right? I think that's really important. Another point as well is Shana Harris-Tavita. How does he perform? I've said that before. And our forward pack in general, offensively, defensively, but I think on defense as well, I think that's a very important attribute. You can't really say too much because, again, it's just game one, but those things do matter, so I've got them down, penciled them down, but I guess the halves, the fullback, primarily our forward pack as well. Can we outmuscle them? I hope we can. Look, many of us, I'm sure, will probably be thinking that this is a game where we either win or lose, depending on where you are. You're probably here as an optimist. You think, yeah, bring it on, we got the Dragons. Or you're probably here as either a realist or probably a pessimist, right? Or you think the Warriors are going to lose. For me personally, the more I look into this game, I do see chances of us being able to win. But again, it's just so hard because unfortunately, with round one games, there's just no real right or wrong answer, is there? There may be with some teams, but some of the harder games there's just no real right or wrong answer. For me personally, I'm going to be tipping with the Warriors. That's right. I want to stick with the boys here to take us home. So again, bear with me. But that's why I'm picking the Warriors to win it. I'm going to go 24 points to 18. That's right, 24 points to 18. Anytime try scorer, I'm going to go for the Warriors will be Adam Fanor-Blake. And then for the Dragons, I'll go with Tyrell Sloan. But yeah, that's why I have 24 points to 18 Warriors over the Dragons. All right, guys, so the conclusion here, as you know, I like to round it up with a quote. So the quote here is remember the guy that gave up? Neither does anyone else. And I think that, to me, is probably the start of the season for us, right? It's about moving forward. It's about projecting forward. It's about progressing forward. During the season, I'm sure it'll be tough. I'm sure we'll be rattled. I'm sure we'll get some glory as well regarding being able to play in New Zealand touch wood. But in saying that as well, it's about not giving up because nobody really cares or even remembers about the teams that have failed. Everybody looks at the teams that have tried. Everybody looks at the teams that have won. The reality is the Warriors have been a team that has been easy to forget. So in saying that, for the outer media, I'm sure, and even people who follow other teams, I don't think we have the respect. And you know what? That is the way it is, right? We haven't done ourselves any favors, so it is what it is. But obviously, this season here, I'm hoping that we're out there to prove the naysayers wrong. You, as a Warriors fan, may already probably slam this game down in the toilet and say it's done. I urge you as well to think and to have some hope. Granted, it may also go the other way around, right? Against the Dragons, we may end up getting our butts whooped and end up losing. Is it important for us to have a win? Absolutely. Does it matter if we lose? I think it does. For us, where we're at, especially the whole pressure of getting the top 8, we need to win. Simple as that. We do. We need to put ourselves in the best foot forward. The best position, the best foot forward, the best everything, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, we do. The Warriors as well as a whole, we just, as far as I'm concerned, guys, we just have to, right? There's just no excuses there. We need to. And just like the quote said, nobody remembers the team, the guy that gives up. Nobody does. So I hope we don't. But in saying that, guys, get ready. I'm going to be also doing a video as well. My recap, you know how I go. My review straight after the game, emotions and all. And I hope, for your sake, for my sake, it's a positive one. I'm sure it will be. I'm backing the boys. I hope you do too. But in saying that, I'll see you guys next time. And just remember, hold the ball.